Hey everyone, I'm going to be going over the instructions for the motives of imperialism lesson. So, three big terms that you're going to need to understand for this next phase of our Africa unit. Imperialism is the first one. Imperialism is an attempt to dominate a country's government, trade, and culture. Starting in the 17th century, going all the way up to the 20th century, European countries are going to begin invading Africa and claiming parts of it as their own. And there's multiple motives or reasons that they have for doing this that we'll get into in this lesson. Now, when a country is engaging in imperialism, they're usually trying to build something called an empire. An empire is land with different territories and peoples under a single rule. So you might have lands on Asia, on South America, in Africa. You would have those different territories and those three different continents all ruled by one government. That is an empire. And those different lands are typically called colonies, which is a territory inhabited and controlled by people of a foreign land. So maybe some of these terms are familiar to you. If they're totally new to you, you will get lots of practice with them in this lesson. Here's an example of imperialism. So the British Empire is one of the most successful and biggest empires of modern history. Great Britain is the government. We see Great Britain where this blue flag is right here in Europe. Now, all the red flags were at some point British colonies. So these were territories that Great Britain controlled. You might remember from fifth grade social studies that the United States used to be British colonies, the 13 colonies. Now, on slide 5, I want you to think. First, why do you think a country would want to build an empire in the first place? And what could a country gain by claiming colonies? So, why did Britain want these places labeled with red flags? What could they get from them? Think about that for these questions on slide 5. So here's your bigger task for today. We're trying to find out what were the motives of European imperialism in Africa. And remember, motives is a reason for doing something. So why did they invade Africa and create colonies to build an empire? So what you're going to do is you're going to go on a little scavenger hunt. How exciting. So you have this picture of a room. There are 4 items in this room that you can click. So you got to kind of look around, click some stuff. Each one will tell you about a motive of imperialism. It'll give you a little picture and some reading to do. Once you've found all 4, list them in the stop box. Your last 2 things for today is once you know all the motives, here they are, a little sneak peek. I want you to rank them from what you think was the most important or the main reason, the primary motive that Europeans invaded Africa, all the way down to the one that you think was the least important. So for example, if you think economic motives were the most important, you would click and drag this green box that says economic motives into the 1 spot. And then on slide 9, you're going to explain your first choice and your last choice. So you would say, I chose economic. This is just an example. You don't have to say economic motives were the most important. And then explain. And then you're going to choose which one you did for the last. So if you have questions on this, please ask your social studies teacher. Otherwise, good luck.